Welcome everyone to Tarot and the Moons. My name is Ingrid. Let's get started. The new moon on April 17th, 2026 falls in a different zodiac sign depending on which system we're using. In tropical astrology, they're telling us that this new moon is in Aries, and in Vedic astrology, they're telling us that the new moon is in Pisces. The purpose of this particular offering is to showcase and demonstrate the fact that our emotions, which is ruled by this planet of the moon, actually swings between these two axis points in the skies. So I wanted to let you know my word when I was doing this meditation was trailblazing. And in Vedic astrology, with the new moon in Pisces, we're dealing with spirituality, closures, and release. Remember that when we're dealing with a new moon, it's an attunement point because the sun and the moon are actually in the same astrological sign during this phase of the moon. And it's a time in which we balance ourselves, right? So in esoteric astrology, there is this intuition and inner reflection that is seen under a new moon in Pisces. And the emotional field is going to feel a little bit fluid, receptive, and very introspective. We're going to be drifting our feelings. It's going to feel like the tides, is what I'm saying, like the tides of the ocean. We're going to be feeling compassion. We're going to want to release. We're going to be feeling grief. We're going to be longing to dissolve things that really just do not serve humanity. And this is a space of endings. This is how I'm seeing it, an abrupt ending. Um, but it also is like a quiet fading. Uh, this is the energy that I'm actually tapping into. And with Pisces, which is ruled, by the way, by this planet Neptune, our perception is going to turn into symbolism. It's going to heighten our intuition. It's going to activate our spiritual awareness, while at the same time, it's going to soften our perception of our own identity. So when I was trying to fix this word trailblazing into this new moon, I really saw it as transformative. Like, trailblazing is a transformative experience. It's not about a visual action or even a visible action, but about an inner surrender. So we're going to have very, very deep emotional waters during this new moon. And we are going to be trailblazing by choosing to let go of the things we're clinging to and trust the unseen and let the unseen guide us. And by navigating our emotional waters and this spiritual terrain, we are going to be gaining some sort of clarity, some sort of control once again of our autonomous being. The influence of trailblazing under a new moon in Pisces will be subtle, but it will be profound. It's really inviting us, right? And it's inviting all of us to have the courage to dissolve completely and quietly create a different path through spirituality, through the active force of closure and release. Now, when I was looking into and tapping into the tropical Western astrological perspective here, I was seeing the new beginnings, the independence, the initiation, the action that drives Aries. And under this tropical new moon in Aries, the esoteric emotional waters is about becoming energized, about wanting to immediately move forward, and about diving in head first. And interesting that phrase head first came up because Aries rules this area of the head. So what I'm getting is our feelings are going to rise very quickly. I feel like hot-headedness could come in terms of our emotions. We're going to have deep desires. We're going to feel bold. We're going to feel there's an urgency and that there's a strong instinct to act without really over analyzing a situation. And that's because Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars likes to channel sort of life in its raw state in order to force a very decisive movement that can amplify not only our confidence, but also our need to initiate a new beginning for all of us, for all of humanity. And so for me, using that word that came up in my meditation of trailblazing was easier sort of to plug into the new moon in Aries context of the tropical astrologers because it's expressing a forging ahead. It's expressing taking the first step. It's expressing creating a momentum where there was no momentum before. And all of that characterization really reminds me of that word trailblazing. An Aries new moon is influencing this energy of trailblazing in an active way, in an embodied way, and it's going to push us all forward into a calmer space, that space of that Piscean energy. But it's going to push us there by taking a risk. Um, and it's gonna collectively we're gonna be taking a risk before we're even really ready to fully understand and analyze what that risk will entail. So emotionally, it's going to feel like a spark of fire is being lit from within, where our instincts are becoming our actions, and our action is molding the path that we're walking on. So that's the energy of this beautiful new moon on April 17th. And it has this very strong duality points, but not necessarily um, on the astrological wheel, but on the internal compass. So very interesting times indeed. Yeah, let's move on to the next slide where I'm going to talk a little bit about who the tarot players are for this new moon. Okay, so once again, we have a new moon coming up on April 17th. And in sidereal astrology, that new moon is in the sign of Pisces. And in tropical astrology, that new moon is in the sign of Aries. So when we're talking about Pisces, it is ruled by Neptune. And Neptune rules the following two tarot archetypes, which is the Hanged Man and the Moon. And as you can see, for me, the Hanged Man is all about discernment. And when we're dealing with the Hanged Man, we're dealing about feeling trapped emotionally, feeling sometimes confined, self-limiting. You're uncertain about the direction that you're taking. You're letting go. This is often seen as a card of sacrifice, of waiting, of seeing things in a new perspective, which is why I'm adding the word discernment. Things are going to move very quickly right after this new moon. And in on its more challenging side, we're talking about apathy, disinterest, stagnation, impulsiveness, negative patterns, and even detachment. When we're looking at the moon. And again, these are the two cards that rule the sign of Pisces, ruled by Neptune over here. The moon is, I have here reflection on my card deck. This is the Argentine Tarot deck, but this is about intuition as well, illusions, dreams, vagueness, past conditioning, sort of affecting present behavior, things that are not always what they seem. So the moon has a very mysterious quality to her. And on its more challenging side, or not the more challenging side, but on the non-traditional interpretation, this could be about releasing fear, unveiling some sort of secrets. Um, it could be about revealing truth, right? Because it's shining a light in the darkness, and it could be also about regaining our composure in light of self-deception. So on a collective scale, we're going to see these playing out. And when I do the tarot and oracle reading, I'm going to be pulling one of these two depending on what I am sensing or feeling. Let's see where I'm gonna put this. And then we're looking over here at the tropical astrologers who say that this new moon is in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars rules both the Emperor and the Tower card vibration. When we're dealing with the Emperor energy, this is about stability, structure, authority figures, control. This is about an older man, stability, or even fatherhood or dependability, or father figures even. And on its more challenging, this could be about abuse of power, rigidity, stubbornness, lack of discipline, lack of control. Now, over here, we have the Tower card. And when we're dealing with the Tower card, immediately, this is about a breakdown, right? And I have here a breakdown in order to what improve, right? So when we're dealing with this structure of the Tower card, it is unfortunately about chaos, destruction, sudden upheaval. It's about trauma. It's about, it could be a natural disaster, but it's something that's going to shatter a false belief system. That's coming through really quickly, or strongly rather. And I think it's because I'm seeing something collective here where it's going to shatter a belief system. Um, on its more challenging, this card can be about a resistance to change, averting a disaster, avoiding a tragedy, which is good. Um, delay, but it could also be the delay of the inevitable. Picking up the pieces, starting again from scratch. So I will be pulling again from one of these four archetypes. I'm just pulling this over here. When I do your tarot readings, I'll be pulling from one of those those four for this new moon in Pisces, according to Vedic astrologers, and in Aries, according to um, tropical astrologers. Let's go on to the next slide where we will do your tarot and oracle reading. So again, we have a new moon in Pisces according to Vedic astrologers and a new moon in Aries according to tropical astrologers. I'm actually going to do the reading beginning with Aries and then moving my reading around the wheel until I finish with Pisces. And let's get this set up. I'm going to also be using the Ethereal Visions Tarot as well as the Oracle of Oddities. And that's because when I look at both of these signs, they're kind of a little bit at odds to the extent that one is a very internal experience, the Pisces, And Aries is a very external experience. So let's start with Aries. Let's see what is going on for you in this new moon. You've got the Queen of Cups energy. So this is all about holding your emotions close to your heart, holding really for me when I see this, it's the card of discernment. And you want to really, let's look at the Hanged Man here for a second, because that word is right there. You want to start looking at things from a different perspective before you make a commitment emotionally with what's presented to you. Let's see what your guidance is from the oddities card, and it is passion. All right, so when it comes to passion, when it comes to something that you may be interested in exploring, even through that space of love, you want to be reserved with your emotions until you're able to properly assess the situation from different perspectives, and then you can proceed with passion. And it's almost like these two things here are necessary in order to guard your heart, to preserve your heart. You've been working so hard to make sure to reactivate that aspect of yourself that flourishes. And so you don't want to throw that away. You want to sort of preserve your emotional state and make sure you look at all avenues and all perspectives. The next archetype that we're going to deal with here is Taurus. And Taurus, your card is the Three of Cups. So you are celebrating, you are engaging with other people, you are feeling the space of empowerment and even reflecting, right? This moon energy is very much this dynamic of the feminine power. So for you, this new moon is going to showcase a reflection of your inner feminine power through the space of celebration and speaking your truth. And your guidance is harmony. So for you, this particular new moon is going to bring in harmony. Harmony also, I feel, with your emotions. It's going to really recalibrate something with your emotions, having to do with your truth and speaking up. And next we have, that was Pisces. Um, we have here Gemini. Let's see what your card is. And Gemini, you've got this Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is all about illusions. I'm drawn here to the Hanged Man. It's all about illusions. It's all about what is it that you're seeing versus what is the reality. So it's going to require this period of time that you really start looking at things from a different perspective, and a perspective that really kind of taps into the reality versus the illusions of the world. And your guidance here is uncover. I love that for you, Gemini, because it's really asking you to uncover your own inner truth, to uncover the truth of the situation before we jump in. So there's a lot of illusions kind of happening here for you during this time period, but it's really important for you to step back, look at the situation from a different perspective so that you can uncover the truth of the matter in order to transform the experiences that want to be changed in your sphere and your environment. Next, we have, let's put this here. Oops. Cancer baby, sun, moon, or rising. Remember, I'm focusing on the moon engagement here, but you can look at your sun, your moon, and I'm sorry, your sun and your ascendant sign as well when you're doing these readings. So for the Cancer, we've got this Five of Wands. So there's conflict. It could be internal conflict. It could be a conflict that you are expecting. It could be a conflict that is being brought to you, right? So this conflict is arising in order for you to look at your foundation, look at what it is that you're trying to create or express, and really change it up. Understand that during this moon period, this new moon period, things are going to happen in an unexpected way, and it could throw you off your your perceived foundation in order for you to rebuild something new. Let's see what your guidance is. And it's joy. I love that because it's the strife is happening in order for you to rebuild something so that you can focus on your joy versus focusing on building a structure because that's what people expect versus building the inner structure, which is what the divine is giving you and is gifting you. All right. Next we have here Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Your guidance is Strength card. You pulled your own card, Leo. So this is the Strength card. This is, and I'm gravitating here toward the energy of the Emperor. This is you. I almost want to say that you've already passed a test of time. You've already passed um, a threshold in which you know your strength, and right now, you are in the state of exploring your willpower. What does this really mean in your world? The willpower that will give you the stability that you're seeking because you're done with the chaos. And let's see what your guidance tells you. And it is vis Visuddha. I'm not even sure what Visuddha means. I'm going to have to get no, this one doesn't come with a booklet. I I'm gonna go with what I'm seeing here. So I would say that I'm not. I always say people to look at that, but you look up that word Visuddha. It's actually some sort of Sanskrit word, but it's dealing with the throat chakra. So your willpower now moving forward has to do with speaking your truth in a way that is not aggressive, but actually very calm, and that's going to give you the security that you're seeking. You've already gone through a transformation in your throat chakra with this card showing up. So it's a transformation that showcased your strength and showed you how to calm and quell the rage and or anger so that you can be in this emperor seat of power. Okay. Next we have, oops, I gotta keep these together. Next, we have, oh my goodness, stop. Hold on one second. I don't want to, I want to make sure I got the card. All right. So for Virgos, we have the card of Four of Cups. So, Virgos, this is about you weighing your options and really just not liking what you're seeing. I'm being drawn here to reflections. You're not liking what you're seeing, you're not liking your options. And I would say that this is a perfect time for you to reflect upon your what is it that you deem stable? What is it that you deem secure? What would make you feel sort of happy even, and what would make you feel safe, because there's an energy here of you not feeling safe because the waters have been very turbulent for you lately. So in this window of time, I want you to focus on reflecting on your emotions and really think about what it is that's going to make you feel safe. And here we have anatta, and anatta is again, I'm going to go by the images that are presented, and it's wanting you to open your heart chakra and to open your heart wider, not only to give but to receive, right? So you are not wanting to receive love from others for whatever reason. And it has to, sometimes when we don't open our hearts wide enough, it has to do with us not trusting the experience or not trusting the individuals that want to give us love or want to give us a gift even. So yeah, reflect on your emotions and ask yourself, why are you not trusting? What is it that you don't trust? And what is going to make you feel safe and feel the safety of trusting another again? And sometimes when we don't trust, it's because we have acted in ways that are not trustworthy. So we've got Libra here, sun, moon, or rising. You've got the sun, Libra. You are shining bright during this period of time. Showcase your strength, showcase your willpower, showcase who you are, and showcase your empire as well. Beautiful. And so we've got here this energy of Sahasraha. I don't know what I'm pronouncing, but this has to do with your third eye activation. So the more you showcase who you are, the more empowered you are, Libra, the higher this frequency of the third eye is activated so that you can see beyond, right? You can even see this emperor with eyes closed. You can see beyond the material realm and see the internal realm. This is very much this energy of the Pisces new moon coming forward for you in a very real and tangible way that the Aries is presenting. Scorpio, this is your card. You've got the Two of Swords, Scorpio. So again, when it comes to emotions, when it comes to this engagement, you want to be able to discern, and I'm being drawn here to the Hanged Man, mostly because of this energy of the headspace. You want to be able to discern what it is that you want to manifest, how it is that you want to manifest it. And you're really being cautioned not to take on more than you can handle until you fully have assessed the situation. Let's see what your guidance here says. And it says reflect. Perfect, because that's what I was getting. It's don't make a move until you're able to assess the situation fully, to then proceed, to then land your idea and trust the process that's being presented to you. And next we have, oh, these cards are so thick. I always think that I'm pulling two cards, and then it doesn't help that you have this little line. And I start thinking, oh, do I have another card there? So Sagittarius, you have the moon. So you actually pulled one of the archetypes that we're dealing with, which is very Piscean. So you are already in the space of reflection. I'm being drawn to this beautiful energy of the Emperor. You are already reflecting on your emotions. You are already looking at how you can proceed. There's a lot of emotional waters kind of coming through you during this time period, Sagittarius. So I would really give you the guidance to sort of meditate, which is what I'm getting from this Emperor image. And your guidance here is hostility. So sometimes we have to reflect on the hostility that we have within ourselves, right? And realize that that power really comes from quieting the mind, from really having what this offering is actually, which is to regulate our emotions in a way that we're not feeling the internal conflict within ourselves. When you look at this particular emperor, the willpower is coming from the ability to control the mind, right? And a lot of times, this energy of the moon can be also on its more challenging side, representing lunacy. So we really want to, stay away from the news or stay away from things that are charging you up a lot and focus in on your internal power, your internal willpower, and do that light reflection that's needed. Let's see, the next one that we have is Sagittarius. No, that's what we just finished. This is Sagittarius. Um, yeah, Capricorn. So Capricorn, let's see what your guidance is. And you've got the death card, right? It's time to release, time to let go, time to recycle, time to reassess what it is that you want, what it is that you've been experiencing that you know is no longer working for you. Let it go. Be in the still point. Allow death to gift you the gem and rebuild from there. And let's see what your guidance is. And it's love, right? So we want to rebuild everything from the space of love. If things are not working out, let it go. If the foundation is not strong, rebuild, but do it from this space of love, Capricorn. Beautiful energy there. Next, we have, oh, Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising sign. And Aquarius, you've got this Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is all about moving to smoother waters, right? To moving to a space in which you are, and I'm drawn here to another body of water with the moon, move to a space where it's less turbulent, where you can put down the mental strife, like go on a trip. Plan the trip, go out, explore calmer waters. You're going to find that you are illuminated and inspired to nurture yourself once again. Let's see what your guidance is. Expand. Yeah, I think that you moving to smoother waters, moving to a different location, going on a journey somehow that has to do with your inner reflection is really going to expand your heart center and actually bring you a lot of good luck. And I see this from the ivies and the busy little bee. All right, next we have Pisces. And let's see what your card is. It's the, what is it? The Ten of Cups cards. And the Ten of Cups is all about this fulfillment of the family. In fact, you see husband, wife, and the baby, this fulfillment of the family unit, of really feeling the empowerment of connection to family. And your guidance is release. And sometimes with family, we can feel that the past was turbulent or that there's some sort of childhood trauma that's percolating. Let that go. Create your own family. Create a will center within your heart to really build a new vision of what family means for you. This new moon is going to reshape your vision of your family moving forward. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. Stay safe, stay courageous, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next full moon. Bye.